This episode, we're gonna do 10 sex stereotypes.
You know what? You know what I feel like sex is? It's like a sandwich.
Like, hey baby, I brought a baguette for your butt. I love bread. The bread has to be good. Hello, my loves, and welcome back to Luvbites by Dr. Tara podcast. Here with me today is the most fabulous, funniest female comedian, Zainab Johnson.
Hello, Dr. Tara.
I want to re-say it. Funniest comedian in general, okay?
Yeah,
Let's just cut out fucking female.
Yeah, do what you got to do.
Funniest comedian, Zainab Johnson. New special on Amazon, Hijab Soft.
Yes.
How did you get that name?
So it came from like one of the early jokes in the special. I didn't know that this was going to happen, but you know, when I started comedy, like I would talk about being Muslim. I would talk about like all of my experiences in life and my identity. And I remember I had this really funny Ramadan joke, right? And I'm like, oh, you know, you can't, I love this joke because it really happened. I have nice skin, right? That's just
you
like
have flawless skin.
My mama, but during Ramadan, it's like God was like, let me, you know what I'm saying? You know, A++.
Well, you're not eating.
Right? Exactly. And I'm just drinking so much water. And so I did this joke about like, oh, people, you know, Ramadan does give you good skin. Like, yeah, like all of the spiritual stuff, but like the skin, you know what I'm saying? It's like God's facial, right?
God's facial.
You know? And so I'm like, you know, people ask me like, what do you use on your skin? And I'm like, God, you should try it, right? And I post that joke, not thinking anything of it. I'm thinking like I am celebrating a part of Islam, right? The joke hits like millions of views. And I see all the comments like, oh, how dare her? She's not Muslim. She's not even covering her hair. She's not. I never saw a comedian make a Ramadan joke in my life. And then let alone speak about it positively.
Right.
And then it go viral.
Right.
And the best you can say is like, she's not wearing hijab. So then that made me write another joke. I was like, well, this is a wig. So technically, right?
Is it?
Even if I don't have on a wig, it's like, you know, like,
I'm like, it looks
sometimes
so perfect.
it is. This isn't a wig. And when I did the special, I wasn't wearing a wig. But like when I said the joke the first time,
Right.
I definitely had on a wig. And it was like, oh, my hair's not covered. It kind of is. So
Well, I think that joke is iconic.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And also, God's facial means different thing for me, being a sex expert.
Okay.
Yeah.
It means you cum shots on the face?
Yeah.
Look at that. It dove right in.
Yeah. You know. Okay, so Hijab Soft is on Amazon Prime.
Yes.
And then also, you're an actress on Upload.
Yes, which is also
a
on
TV
Amazon Prime.
series
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Amazon Prime. Wow, girl, you're Prime girl.
Call up Bezos. No.
How do you feel about Bezos' glow up from his like nerd era to like his now like don't fuck with me era?
Listen, if you got all the money in the world and you don't glow up, what are you doing? Right? It's like don't let me even get $500 million. Okay.
Completely different.
Oh, Ramadan skin. It's gonna be $1 billion skin. You know what I'm saying? Like is her skin gold? Like it's literally 18 karat. Do you want to touch it? But don't.
Don't touch me. Well, so this season we're doing 10 things about sex.
Okay.
And we've had like 10 things about the dick, 10 things about sex therapy. And today we're going to do 10 things. Well, we're going to do...
You kind of sound too polite to be like about the dick. Like when I heard it, I was like...
From my face, right?
Just your whole demeanor. You sound like you should be like, you know, we're going to be discussing 10 things about penis.
Yeah.
But the dick just, it's great. But it's like...
The intersection of sexuality and spirituality.
There you go.
But also the dick.
The dick.
And the facials.
The dick.
Well, so this episode, we're going to do 10 sex stereotypes.
Okay.
And what the... Yeah, so that's your part.
Okay. And what the...
Yeah, whatever it means.
Okay.
Okay, so number 1. Ready?
Yes.
Men are always sexually aggressive and dominant. Yeah, right? It's what the...
Yeah, it is. It is. I could see how that to be very honest with you, that sounds awesome and terrible all at the same time. You know?
Awesome in the right context.
In the right context,
so last year I was in this like TV show in the UK.
Yeah.
And I was in London for 3 months to film it. And then I'm actually going back there to film another season. But whenever I'm in England, people always tell me like, the women always tell me like, okay, I feel like English guys have this thing going on. The passive man. And they're like just so passive. They're so nice, but like they're not in bed. Which is interesting because this is a stereotype that's common. Like we researched this and like this is one of the common stereotype is people think men are always sexually aggressive. But that's like, I don't think that's true.
I mean, clearly it's not true because all of the English women are complaining about it. I think it's better to have a balance. Like I will say that I do want to, in intimacy with men, I do want for the man, I at least want him most times to feel like he's in control. If not, if I'm always in control, well, just call me a dominatrix.
Like, lead me, baby.
Yeah.
Are you turned on by that? If he's like, lead me, baby.
Every so often, it's just like, once in a while, I'll take the guy out. Do you get what I'm saying? Once every 14 years, I'll take the guy out.
Are you dating someone?
That's irrelevant. Because, sometimes people be watching stuff and just know that every 14 years, I
Are you
pay
taking
for the
a
date.
guy out for every 14 years? Okay. Is the second 14 year coming up?
It's not close. No. We're dead smack in the middle. We're at 7 years.
Not anytime soon. I do like sexual dominance.
Yeah.
When I'm sleeping with a man.
Like I thought you were just going to stop it when you're sleeping.
When I'm sleeping. Like sexual.
I was going to say, oh my God, Dr. Tara.
I'm into that too sometimes, like a fantasy.
I think that it's good because I mean the whole narrative of like a man being strong and in hetero relationships, right? A man being strong, a man leading, a man being dominant. I think that for a lot of women, especially any woman that has to take charge in her life, outside of the bedroom, I imagine in the bedroom, she probably, would love.
Jesus takes the wheel.
Exactly.
Or
So,
Jesus.
Yeah.
Or in my case, Brent.
but if my partner, if every time we were intimate, he was like, whatever you want and whatever and are you okay? I would be like, whatever it is when a woman gets soft. What's that? What is that called?
Wet ass pussy.
When we dry up.
Yeah.
That's what would happen to me.
So I do think that this stereotype is a stereotype because there are men that are not sexually aggressive, but at the same time, there are a lot of women, especially hetero women, that actually do enjoy like the dominance in the bedroom. Although I don't like the vibe that are like, I'm like, oh, I'm better than you, I'm protecting you, like all the time. Because I'm like, I'm okay by myself. Like,
I mean, you want it to be like genuine, right? You want it to be, yeah. I also don't like a false. I don't like a false reality. So if he's like, "Oh yeah, baby, it's gonna be this shit. I'm leading this shit gonna," and you like, in your mind, you like, he ain't gonna do shit. It's like, then just be like, I'm just happy I'm here. I'm just blessed to be in your presence. It's like, all right, come over here.
Oh,
sit down, sniff my butt.
Wait another 14 years. Okay,
terrible.
The stereotype number 2.
Sorry.
You tell me. Women don't enjoy casual sex.
I think that is a stereotype. Yeah, I think that's probably untrue. I know a lot of women who enjoy casual sex.
Have you seen Broad City?
Yes.
They enjoy casual sex.
They enjoy casual sex, yes. I think a lot of women, but I also think, I hate to say this, I am going to say it.
Say it.
I do think a lot of women lie to themselves.
I have so many. Tell me more.
I have so many friends who are like, I only wanted him there I'm only trying to fuck. And I'm like, well, if you're only trying to fuck, why are you mad he ain't calling you back?
If this was real casual.
Yeah, if it was real casual, why are you, because, that's not me. Let me be very clear.
Right.
If you get to have sex with me, I think we're getting married. So
she's a good Muslim girl. Okay, we're getting married.
Yeah, like I'm
no
like
hijabs, but if we're having sex, we're getting married.
Yeah. I was about to say something where the Muslims will be after me. I was supposed to say, but there's a hijab on my pussy. Sorry. Astaghfirullah.
Okay, that is really funny. That's really funny. I give you props because you're just naturally so funny. You just threw that in. You just threw that in, like impromptu. It's totally a stereotype. There are, women that are lying to themselves. Yes. That's for sure. But I think there are also some women that really just like enjoy the physical activity.
Yes.
It's recreational. It's fun. They're like exploring. They're busy. I also know a lot of people that I talk to that are on apps like Field or that are like more like open or open to things like poly.
Yeah.
They are much more down to try sexually, like
Yeah,
down
yeah,
to like
yeah.
have sex first and see
Yeah.
where it goes, rather
Yeah.
than like, okay, we're dating or we're courting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think also too, like if you don't just think about it as like a sex thing, you think about all of what somebody has
Yeah.
going on in their life. Maybe they don't really even have the emotional room to allow the space to allow somebody in that deeply. But everybody knows that sex, especially good sex, can be such a wonderful release. That sometimes people need in their life without the accompaniment of the baggage of an emotional connection with someone. Yeah.
Relationship is work.
Yeah.
Like it's a full-time job.
Yeah.
Another full-time job. Are you willing to have it?
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. And yeah, orgasms release all the good endorphins, good hormones, serotonin, oxytocin, dopamine. So it's like actually good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, but
You're like
I'm kidding.
not having sex.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Where's the hijab? Oh my God. Okay, number 3.
Okay.
Sex is only about penetration.
What? That's correct.
It's a stereotype.
I want to know who wrote that down. Sex is only about penetration. Sometimes the best part of sex is not the penetration. Oh my God. Like if sex was only penetration, there would be no lesbians. I mean,
and they're rated like the highest sexual satisfaction of all women.
Men are
right.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
No.
What's your favorite part, like about a sexual encounter? Like maybe one little moment.
I love the foreplay, and I love the tease of it all. Like. I like, okay, it's like, okay, you're kissing on me, you're whatever, but and it's like in the mode that I'm liking it, then you kind of pull back. I like that.
Yeah.
I like the soft kisses, and not soft like, oh, because you need to be treated gently, but almost like the tease of it.
Yeah.
I think that is much more like the anticipation.
Have you tried like tantric sex?
I don't think so, not purposely.
Ooh, I think you would be really into tantra.
Is that when somebody takes a feather and is like...
No, tantra is it's an Eastern philosophy. It's all about like energetic exchange, and it's very slow and very like...
See, I think I would like that. And then, like, you know, I like, okay, I realize I think this is the type of sex I like. Remember Tina and Ike's song? And she's like, you know, sometimes we do it nice and easy.
Yes.
And every now and then we go a little rough.
Yes. Is that the sex that you like?
I like for it to be like nice and easy. And then like the engine, rough, you know what I'm saying?
The spanking.
But I will say that sometimes just the penetration, I will not be satisfied. But most times everything that leads up to the penetration, I could be satisfied with that.
Same.
I'm a lesbian.
Yes.
There's so many lesbians are like, does she even know what lesbian sex is? I'm so sorry. I might be so inaccurate. I'm so sorry.
Well, I mean, the clitoris has 10,000 nerve endings. So, like, don't just leave it.
Yeah.
Like, some guys leave it completely.
Yeah.
Like, she's waiting.
Yeah.
She's, like, waiting with her martini. She's like, where you at? Like,
you know what I feel like sex is? Like, penetration and everything before that. It's like a sandwich, right? It's like, if the bread is shitty, but everything in between is good, then it's like, dang, this was good, but the bread was shitty.
Yeah.
And if the bread is good, but everything in between the bread is shitty, it's like, I could have just ate the bread. But you know when the bread is good and it's like,
wow, you're
that's
good with
a
analogies.
sandwich.
I love bread.
Me too.
The bread has to be good.
And I love pickles.
Ooh.
And I love tomatoes.
Ooh.
And I love avocado.
Okay, is that like dick and balls?
It's whatever you want it to be.
You know who also loves bread?
Who?
Oprah. Have you seen that video of her that she says, like, I love bread?
Yeah, the Weight Watchers video?
Yeah.
I have seen that video, and she's no longer with Weight Watchers anymore, right? Yeah, because she's now on a weight loss drug.
She's
So
on
she can't-
Ozempic.
I don't think she's on. I don't know
Oh.
if she's on Ozempic, but she never says the name.
Yeah,
of it.
don't serve us.
Yeah.
We did not
yeah.
say anything about Oprah.
Yeah. But she loves bread, and bread is delicious.
I think
Good
everybody
bread.
loves bread.
Yeah.
I would be very suspicious if someone does not like bread. I would be like, I don't know if I like you.
And by bread, I mean vagina. No, I'm kidding.
Yes. I like them both. Okay. Number 4. Women should be less sexually experienced than men.
I think of course that's a stereotype. But it's saying should, like for who? Who is that for? For men?
Well, on the internet, right?
Yeah.
Especially amongst Gen Z.
Yeah.
Like, body count is like such a topic. It's on every platform, right?
Yeah.
Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Reddit, like whatever that other weird thing is, 4chan.
Yeah.
Like it's everywhere. So it's
I mean,
like
it's a really like awful double standard, and it's a double standard that women don't benefit from because it makes it seem like that you are less valuable the more partners you have, and that's kind of ridiculous.
I always get young guys telling me, well, Dr. Tara, but then I don't like it because her vag is loose. And then I literally, I have to have a gynecologist say that when you have sex, it doesn't matter who the partner is. It's the amount of times or whatever. None of that affects
The
vaginal elasticity.
Yeah.
If anything, it makes it tighter because it's exercising the vaginal muscle. What happens when the vagina is really, really, really tight, that's actually problematic.
Yeah.
And that could be a sign of being the unhealthy vagina or like vaginal or clitoral atrophy, which is a condition that needs to be treated.
It's trying to run back inside.
Basically.
I think anytime, it's just for a future, you don't have to do this, but I would love it if you did do this.
Yeah.
Anytime a guy ever says to you again, that means her vagina is loose, if we could just put him in jail, that would be like amazing. If we could just like have a separate jail, and this is like the dumb dicks jail, you know what I'm saying?
Dumb dicks
and like we
jail.
just put them in that jail.
Yeah.
Because
then they can maybe use each other's holes.
yeah,
It's tight.
I mean, that's and also too, it doesn't allow women to freely sexually explore and learn themselves. You know, I'll never forget that. I'm not really a masturbator. No, but I remember.
How can you be this funny? You
Do you imagine that's where my jokes come from?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
I mean, I don't drink alcohol. I don't know how I'm.
Wow.
Funny
Just
like
funny in your DNA. I guess.
I guess. But
Wow.
I hadn't realized that my earlier sexual encounters with men, I hadn't realized that I was leaving with very little satisfaction. I didn't know. Like I thought that. I was pleased with them feeling like they had a good time, a good experience. And it took like another woman of mine, a woman friend of mine older than me, to say like, well, what do you like? And I was like, what do you mean? I had never, that conversation that you have with, not you, but we all have when most women say, oh, I've never orgasmed. I had that conversation well into my adulthood. And she was like, well, I was like, what do you mean? Like he does. I didn't even know that's something I do.
Wow.
And she was like, well, you have to know what you like. So I'm like, well, if he didn't do it to me, then I guess it can't be done. And she was like, well, no, have you ever tried to do it to yourself? And I was like, it's like all of these stereotypes like that really leave women at a deficit, and it doesn't even allow us to contribute in the intimacy with you in a whole way.
What you're saying is actually very, very, very common. I actually have a lot of female fans that are, perhaps that live more in like countries or areas in the US that like they don't really have access to like sex toys or sex ed or anything like that. I've had female clients that are in her 40s that just got her first vibrator.
Yeah.
My mom is in her 60s. I got her first vibrator.
My first and only came. I was in a long distance relationship. I was in my early 30s. And he sent me a vibrator. He didn't tell me. And it was this, I used to do a joke about it because it was this little thing. I had opened up this package and it was this little thing. And I was like, I don't get it. Whenever I do it on stage, all the women are like, the bullet, you know,
The
like,
bullet,
yeah, but I
yeah.
had no idea
Wow.
what it was. And
you used it?
Yeah, I figured it out.
Did you come?
Yeah.
And that was the first time you came clitorally?
No.
Because you used your hand before.
I had never masturbated before that. I had never masturbated before that. I couldn't even do it. He had to be on FaceTime with me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I love that you shared that because I'm sure there's a lot of people listening that are like, yeah, that's just like me.
Yeah, I had no idea.
And then do you still use this vibrator?
No, I don't have a vibrator.
You don't have a
I don't have one right now.
And
no.
when you decide to masturbate, do you use your hand?
So after that experience, I got kind of used to it, right?
Yeah.
And then I got a little bit scared. Like, is me like using this toy gonna make it less easy or less, like, is it gonna be less fun?
Having partnered sex? Yeah.
Exactly. And then I remember being intimate with my boyfriend at the time, and he couldn't really get me there fast enough, and so he then grabbed the toy and I didn't want that. And since then, I was like, I think I'm gonna not, like, I think I'll abstain from this.
It's people's preferences, for sure.
Yeah.
There are people with preferences where, like, oh, if I'm connecting with my partner, I want it to be, like, raw, authentic, and just us. Like, I don't want tools.
Yeah.
Right.
And so
I'm a tools girl.
Okay.
I'm like 10 tools on the bed.
But there are times, like, I mean, that relationship was over like 4 years ago or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
And so that's a very long time, right? And so there are times, I'm not saying that's the last time I had sex. I'm just saying that
You're like, so we're clear.
there are times where I need to go to sleep, and I know that an orgasmic release could get me to go to sleep, or you know what I'm saying? I know that release could help me, and I don't, and I just am like,
just take deep breaths.
Yeah, let me
Guided
watch
meditation. Watch your own special.
Let me count sheeps.
Watch Upload.
Sheeps with dicks. No, I'm kidding.
Sheeps with dicks. Ooh, maybe I'll think about that tonight. Okay, so number 5.
Okay.
Sexual satisfaction depends solely on orgasms.
For both sexes, for all sexual
it's
identities.
kind of a stereotype where it's like you must orgasm for it to count as like, oh, okay, this was a good sexual session. But I think it's a stereotype because sexual satisfaction comes from like various facets of life.
Yeah.
Like having like good emotional intimacy where we can like tease sexually and not even like have sex, or maybe we can like sext each other and have a good time giggling and sexting.
Yeah.
Or maybe we, naked and we cuddle. Or there's a lot of sex that people don't count as sex. You know what I'm saying? So like sexual satisfaction comes from like hundreds of sexual activities and not just like penetration and orgasm.
Yeah. You know what I'd say to that? If I made you a meal, because I actually was about to be like, no, I was going to disagree. But if I made you a meal and I said, Dr. Tara, how do you like it? And you said, I'm satisfied. Okay.
You want it to be like effing
I want
amazing.
you to be like, ooh, it
Drop
was
my
good.
Panties.
But just think about it. If you ask just other questions in life and someone was like, if you went to your parents and were like, are you proud of me? And they said, I'm satisfied. Wouldn't you be like, okay. I mean, I guess I got to take that.
Yeah.
So like every single thing, I mean, I want to be careful not to discount sexual experiences that don't end in orgasms.
Right.
However, every single thing that you said would be even better if you had an orgasm
And with an
after.
orgasm. Okay,
Yes.
fair point.
So that's kind of reasonable.
Reasonable.
That kind of.
Reasonable if we remove solely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
okay,
sexual
okay.
satisfaction can come from orgasm. Like
Okay, yes.
that's reasonable.
Yes.
It's solely, there's like hundreds of things to do.
Yes. You're
Yeah.
right. Absolutely.
Okay, well, I want to thank our sponsor today, POPSTAR Volume Plus Taste Enhancer. POPSTAR is a company founded by 2 Ivy League board certified urologists who really wanted to help men fix their sexual confidence with load size and load taste. So when you take POPSTARs, which is all supplements, like nothing crazy in it, everything's researched, you can come a bigger load and a tastier load. And who doesn't like that? I feel like men would have, higher sexual confidence, sexual self-esteem. Your partners will enjoy it because who doesn't think like a big load is hot?
That's what had to happen for a scientist to go in a lab, for a chemist to go in a lab and put something
to
together.
Make this shit happen. They went to Ivy League schools.
Yes, somebody's load was insufficient, and somebody was like, "Wait, that's all you got? 0.2 ounces?"
I mean, this is really there to like help men feel more sexually confident. So POPSTAR, you can click the link in the episode description to check them out. Okay, we have stereotype number 6. People in committed relationships have less sex. What do you think about that?
I would say that that's probably a pretty true stereotype because everybody, when you hear people in committed and long-term relationships, that's all they be talking about is how little bit of sex they have.
This is why sexual exploration, like even for people that are not interested in like threesomes or sex parties, like even within the two of you, sexual exploration is so important to prioritize in your long-term relationship. If you completely ignore it, you'll hit the 10-year hump. And then you'll be like, I'm not attracted to this person. It's really a slippery slope. Like it takes a long time, but it is a slippery slope. A lot of my clients that I see are very perplexed. They're like, okay, but like I love her or like him or them. And then they're like, yeah, but I just like, it's not like I want to like jump on them. Like I love them. I just don't feel any desire to like hump them.
Yeah.
It's so common.
I believe it. It's also so disheartening because lifelong partnership is a heavily pushed but also a heavily pushed narrative.
Yeah, it is.
Of being a successful human being in life.
Yeah, that's a part of it, and having children. Yeah, and maybe a golden retriever.
But my parents, before my dad passed away, my parents were married for 30-something years. And I mean, doing it up until the last day, up until his heart attack. Yeah, I mean, to the point where, it used to gross us out. My father would come in the house grabbing my mom's butt. We would be like, yo.
Oh, that explains 13 kids.
We used to,
13 children.
Yeah. I think my mom used to even get like a little bit annoyed, like, ugh.
Wow.
Like, oh God.
Okay,
yeah,
like this might be like, is this an intrusive question? Like, did she C-section any of you?
No, all vaginal births.
The strongest vagina in the world.
Listen, my last little brother, she
just sneezed.
She was sweet making breakfast, and she picked him up and was,
You're like, oh, we came out.
Who wants eggs?
Is this the Abdul Rahim brother?
This is definitely an Abdul Rahim brother. Yes.
Nice. Well, I think, but partially is a stereotype because there are couples like your parents.
Yeah.
And, I know quite a few like older couples that have been together a long time that have that like, I don't know, you just see it. You see it.
Yeah. So how do you advise that they get it back? Like, what is the solution to that?
You have to be proactive in maintaining.
Oh, okay.
When you lose it completely and try to get it back, it takes a lot of work. And yeah, if you're both committed to the work, the intervention, and you both do it, sure. I've seen it come back many times.
Yeah.
But it's much harder than just like, let's say if you're listening or watching and you're in a new relationship or even just like 3 to 5 years in, it's not too late to maintain.
Yeah.
So make sure you talk about sex regularly, at least like once a month, right? Talk about how are we feeling? How are we doing? What should we try next, right? It could be something fun. It could be something intriguing. It could be something brand new. It could be maybe picking up an interesting sex book and like read a chapter together or listen to a chapter together and talk about it. Like anything sex related, like consume it. So that you keep yourselves, both of you, sexually vibrant and informed.
Okay, so that sexual vibrancy has nothing to do with physical attraction to the partner, like because I think that's
found not.
I would think that was a stereotype. Oh yeah. Wow, like like maybe a not a
Yeah,
misconception,
people
but
change in body shapes.
Yeah.
People change in like they look older, they have wrinkles. Nope. It's
Oh,
the
wow. It's the
energy and the
energy.
commitment. Like how much work are you putting in?
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
The people that don't have sex usually like okay, number one, this is an interesting research. They actually have poor division of labor. Have you heard of that?
No.
It's a research term. It's where gender stereotypes is very strong. So the woman cleans the house, cleans the dishes, cooks, takes care of children, and I guess, you know, in contemporary society, also go to work.
Oh, yeah.
But like the man doesn't do any of the
And so who loses
household chores.
the vibrancy,
woman.
the woman?
She's like, oh, I don't want to have sex with you.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
tired.
tired.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's pretty simple when you look at the research. And they observed thousands of couples. And they found a pattern like, oh, people who do not have good division of labor, they don't have high sex drive. The women.
But
don't
if I
have
was
high
a
sexual
guy
desire.
and I watched my wife do that or partner, and the moment she was like, I'm too tired, the next day I would be in this washing them dishes.
Yeah, listen,
Hey,
guys.
babe.
Yeah, do the chores, man. I'm
Yeah.
not saying like guys should do all the chores. Like no, it's division of labor.
It's a balance, you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. So couples that have more sex and more connection and more like intimacy, they have good division
Okay.
of labor. Yeah. Okay, number 7. Women don't enjoy porn. Have you seen porn?
I've seen it before,
Okay.
sure.
Because like you don't have a vibrator. So now I'm like, have
Yeah.
you seen porn?
Yeah, I've seen it like a few times. Yeah. It's
Okay.
funny, I was just
Were
telling
you
my-
watching lesbian porn?
if the very few times in my life, I used to do a joke about this too. The very few times that I tried to watch porn, that I tried. The only thing that I could get through was lesbian porn.
It's hot.
But even still, it was really weird to me because I would this like politics especially like cultural politics should not enter porn. But I was like, I want to make sure the black porn actresses are
paid well,
are getting
being treated
you know, we gotta watch black
Yeah.
stuff. And I'm like, and then I would like turn it on and I'm like,
you gotta support.
Yeah, I'm like, I look like, it seemed like I know them. And then it felt too like
Oh my
intrusive.
God.
It felt like those are my friends. You know, and then I
and
felt,
then they're like in gangbang, and you're like,
I've
is she
never
okay? Have you ever heard of cuckolding?
I believe so.
It's like a whole porn genre, but also like a lifestyle genre. People do
So
this.
where a person
Watch your
watches their
partner
yeah,
have
I've
sex with
heard of
someone
that.
else.
Yes.
You're
yes.
in the room, like
Yes.
you're enjoying it.
Yeah. I hear a lot of comedians get
They're
asked to do that.
Oh, they get asked to
They
do that.
want a couple will come to the show and want their
Like,
partner
can you
to
fuck my wife?
or man or woman, you know, and they want to watch. I hear
Wow.
that from comedians more often than I hear just like a groupie situation. Like if ever it
No.
involves a couple, it is cuckolding.
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
that's a fun fact.
Be a comedian.
Comedian, start cucking people. Okay. Well, women don't enjoy porn. It's a stereotype because
Yeah.
I think most women do. Although statistically, there's a lot more women listening to porn, audio porn.
Yeah, I would imagine. I will say this, that my time exploring porn, I did need it to be more sensual. I was not anytime the girl looked like she didn't want to be there, I did not want to be there.
No, those are
Anytime she said, I
bad.
was like, oh no,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah,
You know?
me neither.
If she didn't look like she was having maximum enjoyment out of the
Yeah.
entire thing, then it was not going to be enjoyable for me.
And if she looks really young, then
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm mid-30s, so
Yeah.
my like maternal instinct is like, is she okay?
Yeah.
Like, did she consent to be here? Is she getting paid well?
Yeah.
All the things. But have you ever heard of ethical porn?
No, but I mean, I know those two words.
Ethical porn, yeah, it's a brand. Well, it's not actually brand new. It's existed for a long time, but it's just becoming more popular. It's where all the actors and actresses are paid fairly, treated equally. Everything's very transparent.
Okay.
A lot of them have producing credits, like they help
Oh,
produce.
nice.
Okay, number 8, penis size matters. I feel like you're
Uh.
gonna say yes to this. Like, yes, it does.
It does, but not in the way that you think.
Mm.
It matters. I don't think it matters for full sex satisfaction,
Mm-hmm.
but I think it does matter in the overall scheme of things. Like, you know, you got a little dick, then be smart. Be nice.
Yeah.
Be funny.
Yeah.
You know what
Use
I'm
your
saying?
fingers.
Yeah. Yeah. Like be.
Wear a strap on.
Yeah. Be. I don't know about that.
I'm kinky, girl.
I didn't even ever think about a guy wearing a strap on. Wow, that's a new concept for me.
Double dick.
Shit. So it goes in both holes, or no? You just get to wait. What's happening?
I guess you can like put it over your penis. Yeah. There's a tool called penis extension. You can wear it like a strap on, but
it goes over your.
Yeah.
I like how you was like, I mean, I guess like you don't know, then you described it in detail, but okay.
Yeah, let me do a pop-up picture for all my YouTube fans. Okay, number 9. Women can't get pregnant on their period.
I feel like that's like something I should know. I think that you can. I think
Yes,
you can. Yeah, yeah.
So sperm stays in your body a few days.
Yeah.
So if it was like last day of period, you totally can.
Yeah.
So be careful about that.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm like, you careful?
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm careful. Yeah. But that's good to know.
Okay.
Because I have been period. No. That's when I do my best work.
It's when she's most lubricated. All right, last but not
And red
least.
is my favorite color.
Did you say bread?
Red.
Oh, I thought you said bread.
But bread works too.
Red is my favorite color and bread is my favorite food. Okay, last but not least, number 10. Planned sex is boring. What do you think about that?
I don't know if that's true, but I definitely do think that spontaneity is better.
You do?
Definitely.
Planned sex can be really fun if you planned fun sex.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
But again, I'm gonna go back to like it's just like there are days that I plan something, everything goes according to plan, and it's a wonderful day. But that day that's wonderful and it catches me by surprise, it just feels different.
Wow.
It is what it is.
Disagree.
It's like, yeah, this was great, but oh my God, this unexpected thing happened that was so great.
But if you're dating someone for, let's say, 20 years.
Okay, we dating for 20 years? No. I told you if we had sex, we get married. So this scenario already don't work for me.
That's true. Oh my gosh.
If we're married for 20 years, go ahead.
If you're married for 20 years,
yeah,
like you're gonna need some planned sex. Yeah. And it can be good. It can be very, very good. I want you to remember 20 years later.
Okay, but I'm going to show up late just to add a little bit of spice to it.
There you go. You can totally do that. Bring bread. Bring a baguette. Like, hey, baby, I brought a baguette for your butt. Okay. Last thing.
Okay.
What's your hottest take on dating or sex?
The truth will set you free.
Ooh. Well, now I have to ask what that means.
Say what you want and say what you need.
Yes.
Say what you want and say what you need. And if the person can't meet you there, it will be disappointing if that's what you want, but at least you get to get out of there.
And it's time to go.
You don't have to waste any more time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the sex that I've had with someone that I'm seeing after like an argument where we've, not in a toxic way, but just really we're vulnerable. And really like shed like some truths about us or a situation. It just seems so much more passionate, so much more deep, so much more.
Well, you're a lot closer together psychologically.
Yeah. And it's like.
The truth shall set you free.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay. Well, you're famous, but where can everyone find you?
They can go to my website because I am hitting the road. And I would love
tour.
Anybody come to watch. Anybody watching this wonderful Luvbites podcast, they can come see me. If I'm in a city near them, they can go to my website, which is my name, Zainab Johnson, Zainab Johnson. And on social media, everything is Zainab Johnson except for TikTok. It's the Zainab Johnson.
The Zainab.
The TheZainab Johnson.
Love it. Yes. Love it. Thank you so much. It was so fun.
Thank you for having me.
I hope you had an orgasmic time.
I'm satisfied.
You satisfied?
See? I've had a great time.
Okay, I love it. Thank you, thank you. And
Thank you.
my Love Bites fam, thank you so much for listening, watching till the end of the episode. I love you so much. I do this for you. So please like, subscribe, share, comment, do all the things. I'm wishing you 100 orgasms when you subscribe, okay? Giving you kisses and have an orgasmic day. Bye.
Thanks for listening. This was Love Bites.
Love Bites.
By Dr. Tara. Follow Dr. Tara on social media at lovebites.co. Have an orgasmic day.